What's running an ATM business entail? That's what we're going to talk about in this video. Hey there, my name is Carey Buck. Been an independent ATM business owner since 2009, and I've been an ATM business mentor since 2011. That's why I teach people just like you how to start and grow your own profitable ATM business. And why would you want to start an ATM business? A bunch of reasons. Maybe you want to quit your job. Maybe you want to supplement your retirement. Maybe you want, babe, can you bring me that? Sorry. Maybe when you get a chance. It's my phone going off. Maybe you want to put out less capital to make a decent return versus a ton of capital to make a decent return. Or maybe you just finally want to put your money to work for you instead of you always working for your money. There's a ton of reasons why people would want to start an ATM business. Why would you want me to help you? I'm going to save you time, money, and headaches. If you'd like me to help you start your own ATM business, go to atmtrainingvideo.com, and that's atmtrainingvideo.com, or of course you can just click the link in the description. All right, so what does running an ATM business entail? So here's the thing. In the beginning, it entails a lot of hard freaking work, a lot of hustle, a lot of grinding, okay? Because in the beginning, that's not like if you have a mentor, right? Let's say, for instance, I'm helping teach you the business, right? So if you have a mentor, number one, you're going through training, right? You're on accountability and coaching calls. At least for my students, they are. You are in the student-only Facebook group asking questions, right? You are doing your, and I'm speaking for my training, of course. I don't know everybody else's training. You're doing your PDF resource guides. It's walking you through what to do. Then, of course, you're starting your business, whether it's an LLC or a sole prop or however you and your CPA discusses the best way to go about it, right? You're getting your bank account. And that in itself is something else, right? As we all know, in the ATM business, getting a bank account is something else. Actually, I'll probably put like a link or a card up there to one of my ATM videos about a bank account. So you're doing all that preliminary work. You're having an attorney draw up a contract for you. Unless you're a student of mine, you get my contract. But still, I still recommend my students, if they do not live in Pennsylvania, to have my contract reviewed by a local attorney of theirs. You're finding a CPA if you don't have one already. Hopefully you have one and that you discuss the whole business entity strategy with them. You know what I mean? So you're doing all that preliminary work, right? You're getting your EIN from, the federal government. You're doing all that stuff, right? So that's work in itself. And then you have to get to work on the business, right? You have to start finding locations, right? And start sourcing locations, start talking to business owners, start having conversations, get comfortable with hearing no, because you're going to hear it a lot, right? And then just out there hustling and trying to get people to say yes to you, okay? And then when somebody tells you yes, now it's a matter of, oh crap, somebody told me yes, right? So you get that contract signed, and then you order your ATM. Of course, my students have preferred vendors to order from. That's another thing. If you don't have a mentor, you need to be really careful and do your due diligence when finding a supplier to order from. Processors, not really processors. All the processors, like the processing companies, are the same. The ISOs are what you need to be careful about. Like who's your ISO, and all the ISOs use the same processors, right? Like the processors, like Columbus Data, and I can't even think of any right now. Switch Commerce used to be WorldPay, but Columbus Data bought them out. All those kind of processors, right? And all the ISOs use those. So you got to be careful with which ISO you get hooked up with, which supplier you get hooked up with, modem companies if you're using modems. So you got to be careful about who is in your network, so to speak, because there's a lot of screwing that goes on in the ATM business. Honestly, it's probably every business. I'm just real familiar with the ATM business because I've been in it since 2009, and I got screwed over a lot at the beginning. So you got to go over all that stuff, right? So you order your machine, You order whatever the communication method you need, if any. You make sure you have your cash ready. So you got to go to the bank, get the cash. Then you go and set up the machine, right? So you're going to set up the machine, install the machine unless you pay somebody to do that. I recommend all my students do it themselves. Like the training just walks you through how to do it. But still, some folks get a little uneasy and want somebody to do it the first time, right? And that's usually like somewhere between $200 to $300 to pay somebody to install your machine, program and install it for you. Oh yeah, programming. So you got to program the machine before you can install it. So there's all this stuff that you got to do in the beginning, right? When it comes to running an ATM business, right? Just the hustle and the grind of getting everything set up. And then, okay, you got your first ATM shop set up. Boom, awesome, woo, passive income's coming in, right? Now you got to keep an eye on it, right? In the beginning, I'm telling you, you're going to check it every single day, probably multiple times a day, right? You're going to have an app on your phone or just check on your laptop, and you're going to check multiple times a day to see, like, oh my God, I got my first transaction. Oh my God, I'm up to 10 transactions, whatever, right? You're going to just check a lot. You're excited, right? I mean, obviously, we get excited when stuff like that happens because, you're sitting at home like I am. I'm on our porch, and I know I'm making money, okay? So you're going to be like that. You're going to be making money while you sleep, while you eat dinner, while you're on vacation, while you're at the 9 to 5 job. No matter what you're doing, you're going to be making money too, right? So you're going to be watching, that website constantly, right? And then when it gets low, boom, you got to go to the bank, right? And you may have already had to tell them during the week, okay, I'm going to come in later on for X amount of money, right? So then you have to go to the bank. You got to get that money. Then you got to drive to the location. Then you got to fill it, right? And check it. Make sure receipt paper and everything is all good, right? And then you're going to keep doing that over and over and over and over and over again, right? Maybe it's weekly, maybe it's monthly, okay? But then you're going to do that process over and over and over and over again, finding the ATM, negotiating with the business owner, having a conversation with the business owner, building rapport with the business owner, hearing no a gabillion times, right? And then getting a signed contract. Now you don't have to do all the other stuff again, right? You don't have to find an attorney again or CPA again, or do your business entity and all that, like you did all that in the beginning, right? But you have to go through the process of ordering the machine and all that kind of stuff, right? And you do that over and over and over and over again until you have enough machines set up where you're happy with the passive income that's coming in, okay? Maybe you're just doing permanent placement machines, right? Maybe that's all you're doing is putting machines in local businesses, okay? So, and then let's say you want to make $5,000 a month. So using average figures, that's going to be somewhere between 9 and 17 ATMs. Yeah, it could be more. Yes, it could be less. But let's just take average numbers for now. $300 to $600 a month, right? It's going to be 9 to 17 ATMs. So now you're just going to watch those machines and then fill them accordingly. I used to fill like once a week. Now I fill, pretend there's no pandemic going on, right? In the normal world, I fill mostly once a week, and then there's 2 machines. Actually, yeah, 2 machines I fill monthly, okay? So that's what you're going to do. That's what the ATM business entails in the permanent placement world. Every once in a while, you're going to have some issues, right? And you're going to have to, you might have issues with customers that are using your machine that you're going to have to take care of and take phone calls and talk them through it. You might have issues with the business owner you're working with. Honestly, it's pretty rare, but you might, your ATM might have issues. So you are going to have to go take care of it unless you pay like a service company to take care of it, right? I take care of all our own service issues because there's not that many issues, and I either myself or my wife fix every service issue. I think there's only been one issue in the 11 years so far we've been in business, so since 2009, that we didn't fix it ourselves. And the one, I feel like we probably could have fixed it ourselves, but we were too new, and we let the shady-ass ISO talk us into having their service person go out. But anyways, so you're going to have to know how to fix the machine or repair a machine or hire somebody to do it, or just, like in my training, for instance, if you're a student of mine, there's all service and maintenance trainings in there to show you how to do common things that happen in the ATM business, number one, but also every time something might come up for me, boom, I do a training on it. I put that video on it, right? Um, so that is the norm for what an ATM, what running an ATM business entails if it's permanent placement. If you're getting into mobile, right, and that's putting ATMs at festivals and fairs and carnivals and whatnot, same thing applies. I mean, you're gonna have to look for events. You're gonna have to negotiate with the event folks. You're gonna have to get a contract. Then you're gonna have to make sure um, you have. I mean, this is so we have 5 event ATMs right now. But if you have one machine, that's gonna be different versus 5 machines, right? You're gonna have to figure out transportation for 5 versus 1. Do you know what I mean? So you have to figure that out. And then you're going to have to drive to the location. Then you have to set up your machines for this event. And you have to make sure they're running and operational. This is really, really important during event time. I mean, obviously it's important for permanent placement, but it's really important at event time. Like, I tell folks to start with permanent placement because the mobile business in the beginning for someone that's new is super stressful. It's super stressful. Because you got to get these machines set up and they have to be running nonstop. And if a problem happens, boom, you need to fix it right then and there because there's a line of people. There's a line of people waiting to use your machine and they're pissed if your machine's not working. So you have to be able to fix it under pressure and know what's going on and know how to problem solve. You know what I mean? So that's, a thing that happens in the mobile side of things. Another thing that you have to, that running an ATM business when it comes to mobile entails is cash. So a lot of times I'm gonna move this over more. I'm laid out because I got my ankle up. Is it cash? Cash could be an issue, right? So, if you're, in permanent placement and you're going through like 10 grand, 20 grand, 30 grand a week for your bank, no big deal. But maybe you got a decent event coming up and it's going to go through $100,000, $200,000, $300,000, maybe $1 million, right? Like, the events can go through a lot depending on the event. That is a big deal, and that's something you really need to plan for and figure out with the bank of how you're going to handle that situation. Are they going to make you use Armor Car Service? Can you do it on their own? How are they going to order the money? So, like an event, if it's happening June 1st, let's say, you're not going to talk to them about, hey, I need $300,000 next week, right? You're going to give them or $100,000 next week. You're going to give them a ton of advance notice so they can better figure out how to prepare and how to work with you, right? So this is a lot of stuff that running an ATM business entails, okay? And then, of course, with mobile, you're going to set up the machines. You're going to put the cash in them. You're going to keep track of them, right? Whether it's on a website or an app on your phone, you're going to keep track of them because if they get low, you can't have that low with a mobile event. You can't have the thing go empty, right? You got to go back and fill it up, refill it. And then when the event's over, you're going to break all the machines down. Obviously take the cash out and, either deposit in your bank or put it in, your safe or whatever you do with it. I don't know. And then, fortunately for us, a lot of our events go through we've been doing the events for so long, they go through all the money that we have. Or it's like really close, right? There's not much left. So we'll just put it in one of our permanent placement machines, Spencer's over here. So that's what running an ATM business that is mobile requires. So then you got the two together, your permanent placement and your mobile. Running that ATM business, it entails a lot of planning and preparation, right? So those are the main things. And here's the thing. In the beginning is the hardest and where the most hustle is involved and the most work is put in, like setting it all up, right? Setting it all up, like all your locations, selling your services, even though the machine's free, but still selling your services. That's the hard work. Permanent placement in the beginning. That's the hard work with mobile, getting events in the beginning. And I say in the beginning because once you do an event, you do a good job. Pretty much you're doing that event forever, every year, Come on up, bud. My boy wants to come up here. That's the tough part. That's the hard part. That's the hustle part in the beginning. Not saying you're not going to keep trying to find permanent placement locations, or you're going to not keep trying to find what do you call it, events to do, right? Of course you're going to keep doing that. But in the beginning is when you really put all that effort and time and energy in. And then when you're where you want to be, you just kind of build gradually. You know, some of you are going to build way faster. Some of you are going to build slower. Some of you are going to get to where you want to be. And that's it. You're just set, right? You're not going to do anything else, right? Come on up, bud. Why can't you just jump up here, buddy? Okay, come on. And then, you know, some folks might add other things to their ATM business. They might do advertising on receipts or the toppers or wraps, right? And then that's going to entail, when you add that to running an ATM business, that entails more sales and more no's and more going out there. Some folks might add credit card services, right? They might just start selling credit card services. You know, yes, I'm in the ATM business, but hey, I can offer you credit card services too. Again, that requires more sales, more effort, more hustling, more going out there and selling your services, right? So that is what basically running an ATM business entails, all of those things combined, right? Hopefully that makes sense. Hey, don't forget to like this video. I should have told you that in the beginning of this video, right? Like it and click that little ATM right there. I might just put a subscribe button up there to make it more visible because that guy is little, isn't it? Click that ATM button right there. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell notification. Hit all so you get notified every time I go live or every time I post a video. I don't really go live on here. I usually do that in the Facebook group. So hopefully that makes sense. If you have any questions about, you know, what it's like running an ATM business, feel free to post them below. Feel free to post below any ideas for future videos. And yeah, that's it. That's about it. I mean, that's what running an ATM business entails. Just a lot of hard work and hustle in the beginning, which is with most businesses, to be quite honest with you. You know, I'm going to say most real businesses. And I'll let you define what real businesses mean. All right, guys, listen, Carey here, Carey Buck. If you'd like me to help you start your own ATM business, go to atmtrainingvideo.com or just click the link in the description. Enter your email. I forget, it might ask you to enter your name, I don't remember. But then once you click that, on the next page is a 28-minute video. Watch it, super informative. Then fill out the application, okay? And then after the application, you'll come to a calendar where you can schedule a call with my team. Together, you guys will go over your goals and figure out if one of my trainings is a fit for you, all right? I will talk to you guys soon. What's up, Spencer? Spencer, you want to say goodbye? Spencer. He doesn't look... I'm going to let Spencer say goodbye to you. He doesn't look like he really wants to. He wants me to feed him. All right. You guys have a great day. Talk to you soon. Again, if you'd like me to help you, just click the link in the comments. I'll talk to you soon. Have a great day, and may you live happily off of passive income.